Whereabouts in Italy are you from?
In the center of Italy, it's not a big city, but I work for a network that is located in Milan.
Oh, Milan.
Yes,
Interesting.
but I live by the sea because
Oh,
I like
nice.
sea very much.
I just went to Rome recently.
Oh,
It was amazing.
very amazing city.
Yeah. Okay, we're ready.
Okay, so are you getting used to this crazy train? Just to quote the one and only Ozzy Osbourne, made of travels, interviews, and high expectations from the fans of Star Wars.
I think my main interaction with the fans is through Instagram, and people have just been really nice and really hopeful. So that doesn't really feel like pressure. It just feels exciting. And the travelling I like because I get to see new places, and the interviews are cool because I get to talk about the film.
So speaking of social media, I have to ask this on behalf of my girlfriend and a close friend of mine. First of all, is there room for a love story in The Force Awakens? And actually, were you laughing or crying during your trailer reaction on Facebook?
I was crying and then I laughed at myself. So I'm crying and then I go, ah, ah, ah. And in terms of a love story, I don't think there needs to be a love story in The Force Awakens to make it emotional and to make relationships happen. That's not to say there isn't love involved, but the love that's mainly concentrated on is the love between friends, and that's wonderful.
Okay, so both Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher were relatively unknown before the first Star Wars came out, but things are slightly different nowadays because now Star Wars is probably the biggest movie franchise existing. So how do you deal with this kind of pressure, you and also your colleague John Boyega?
I'm just living every day. I don't think. I think people are gonna like the film, and then we have 2 more after that, and other non-sequels that are very exciting. I'm mainly excited about it. It just doesn't really feel like a huge pressure. I just really want it to be out now. Probably the only pressure is me applying to the situation, saying, "Oh my gosh, can time go faster?"
And how do you feel thinking about that when you'll be 60 years old, maybe a lot of 5th graders will be still playing with an action figure of your early 20s?
But that's had a few lines and say, it's nice. It's nice that even though people grow older, that cinema holds them in a time, but that these themes will continue to be around. The battle in life is between good and evil is always going to be here. Familial problems are always going to be here. So to be part of a film that is 30 years after the Jedi is kind of talking about the same things but applying to now, it's exciting that those things will continue.
About life on set, and beside the deadly scorpions, because I've
Oh yeah, that sounds so dramatic. Yeah.
What was the most striking experience you had while...
Oh, did you say frightening?
No, striking experience, the most exciting or the greatest wow factor while filming the movie.
I don't know. I couldn't say. But saying frightening, I could tell you the most frightening. You know, in the trailer when I'm shooting and Kylo is coming after me, that was absolutely terrifying. So that is the most frightening.
Oh, why
like
was it?
He's huge. Like Adam is really big, and that costume is very intimidating. And he has a huge red lightsaber, and he's coming at me, and I'm running backwards up a hill. Terrifying.
And so, what are the perks of being the lead, the female lead or co-lead, and so of The Force Awakens, beside being like aware of what will happen with a little anticipation? I mean, if you wanna come and say hello on the set of the spin-off, are you able to do something?
Yeah, I did
like
it already.
That?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Felicity Jones, so I went in to say hi. And I was really shy, and no one knew who I was. It was really funny. Like, I met everyone, and obviously because I knew all of the crew because they all worked on Seven. So I'm like, hey everyone, and everyone came over. It was actually kind of embarrassing. Everyone came over to speak to Kathy, who's the head of Lucasfilm, and I was just like stood there really awkwardly. And then finally everyone was like, oh, hi. I just kind of like blend in. I'm not really that noticeable, but Felicity Jones is really great and I really admire her.
And have you already speak up with Colin Trevorrow or Ryan Johnson for the future installation?
I have, yes, I've spent some time with Ryan. He's a very nice man. But we got to wait for 7 to come out before we talk about 8.
Speaking about your character, I know that you can't say too much of it, but what is Ray actually doing for the female heroine in movies?
I think she's just being. I think the reason everyone's talking about having a female lead in a film is because we don't even have, a lot of the time, women just doing their thing in a film. They're either the helpful counterpart of someone else. They don't have their own story. Ray has her own story. That's precisely what she's doing. She's not doing anything special. She's just living her life, and that life is being told through the lens of J.J. Abrams.
And that's my last question. What is the first thing that J.J. Abrams told you after you landed the role?
After I landed it, well, he told me on the phone, I don't know. Well, the first thing he said to me in Pinewood, because then I went in for fittings and stuff, he was like, are you always this quiet? Which I'm not. I was just so nervous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.